Right, welcome DC Vigilante. What I want to talk about is critics. Right? But before I get onto critics and journalism and the SJWs, I want to talk to you about the beginning of time. Okay? And thanks to Piers Morgan for this one. So, beginning of time, you've got all these tribes, right, separated, and if you're in that tribe, you love that tribe, you love everything that tribe stands for. You have lots of things in common, and you share its values and the way it sees life. Now the other tribes, they think differently, right? But every tribe in the world all gets on lovely, right? Because they're living the way they want to live, and if somebody's not happy, then they'll go and find a tribe, probably that more suits them. But now, as years come on, all the tribes are all meeting up, and we ain't getting on. We're definitely not getting on. People's values or people's views are totally against the person next to them. So of course they feel like, no, that's not the way to do it. I'm angry that you think that way, because that's not the way for you to live. You have to live my way, and your values and everything else is really ridiculous, and you should just listen to me. And as the years go on and on and on, we all get connected by the social media. We feel quickly outraged by it. And we're living also in an age where there is, everything is meant to be okay, everything is meant to be PC, and there's prizes for coming last, or having prizes for coming in 25th in a race. But now but it's all the taking part that counts. So you learn, probably as a young millennial or whatnot, that it doesn't matter if you win or lose, because basically you're winning all the time. So take all that in mind. So now we're living in an age where we're living in a society where social media, thinks that they have the upper hand. Big businesses with big bosses with loads of money think that they know better than you. So what they do is they buy these so-called critics and journalists, because for me, critics and journalists don't exist anymore. It's not okay to have your own opinions. It's not okay to write what you want, because big companies is telling you, if you want our money, if you want to be thought of as a top class critic, you've got to pass judgment the way we believe you to have. I mean, would it be better for the world? Right? Because we talk about Brexit, coming away from the EU, you're either on the side of Boris Johnson or you're either on the side of the American president, and there's no in between ground. You either hate or love or whatnot, and it's just, no, why don't we just, nobody's listening anymore. Everybody's got their views of the world and where it's meant to be. They're not likely to try to meet in the middle and grasp this anymore. Maybe years ago, critics and journalists were, we were more separated then. So their judgment and their, and their critiques were more powerful, because it was honest and it was them speaking their mind. and not caring what the other people were saying. You know what I mean? And maybe it's better buying those little independent cheap newspapers that are disconnected from the main line of media, where they feel that they have got independent thought, that they're not controlled by the big man, because nobody buys the little paper. So that, for me, says that the little man out there is you know, the person that's maybe not connected to the social media has more of a voice. People believe that the internet, YouTube, Facebook, whatnot, is the world. It is not the world. There are billions of people out there with voices. But us who are connected in this wee society of Facebook and social media, we believe we speak for the world, but we do not. And that is clearly seen when you look at stuff like social media Rotten Tomatoes. When you see like 90% of the world probably not connected to social media and Rotten Tomatoes, not interested in their so-called justice of how to make a movie, they love it. But these critics who are constantly connected to the social media and have been paid by the social media for their views have to watch what they're saying. Now, I've always been a fan of Star Trek, and I always felt like we should be all connected and we should get on. But that's the future, where they've put away all the differences, where all the religions are all sort of pushed to the side and probably replaced by facts, by science. But we're not there yet. We're far from it. And the more connected we become, you know, in the last few years you talk about terrorism. And I'm not just talking about terror. I mean, terrorism doesn't just come over from overseas. It comes from our own islands. People with their so-called justice, fighting against their own country and whatnot. It's just ridiculous. We're not there yet. And I hope to one day to live on a planet that we can go back to where we once were. You know, let's get all these different tribes separated yet. You know, let's separate all the tribes. Go back to the Stone Age until we're ready to really send people out there to meet people in the middle and slowly connect again to see if we can make it work next time. So yeah, there is no critics, there are no journalists, and SJWs are just people that are tied to the machine that don't listen to anybody. But I know you guys and girls do. Thanks. This is DC Vigilante. That's my truth.